From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Welcome to You Should Know. I'm your host, Evelyn Ledbetter, and today I have guest with me. We'll be talking about Clovis music and events and things like that, Kenda Trollinger and Casey Messick. So thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh,
For, sh-
yeah.
for sure. So Kenda, just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
My background is in healthcare usually. I started at the hospital in Clovis and met you at the Roosevelt General Hospital and stayed there 18 years and got a great friendship with you. And then just went on to interim home healthcare and hospice, and I'm the marketer there, business development specialist, and I am the chamber president this year.
Well, in a little bit, you were a social worker by trade, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
you
social
dealt
work.
you
Yes,
always came
definitely.
you had lots of stories.
Yeah, I have a
No
lot of
no
resources for anybody.
no HIPAA violations, by the way, but
Right,
anyway,
right.
and then you stepped into the chamber role as president this year.
Yes, I
So,
did.
keeping you busy.
Oh, yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
And Casey, how about you?
I manage the Citizens Bank of Clovis Event Center and Curry County Fairgrounds.
That
So,
sounds very simple, but it's not, is it?
no, it's easy.
It's easy.
No, it's
No,
not.
we do several events. I mean, 40 plus events a year at the fairgrounds, and
Wow.
I book everything and keep it rolling.
Yeah.
And what all variety of things do you have?
It's an equestrian based facility, so a lot of rodeo, a lot of barrel races, team ropings, but we do other things. We've got the music festival coming up.
Mhm.
We host that. We also do graduations. We do um, MMA fights, boxing, special events, parties, banquets, you name it, we put it on.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, we've done dodgeball before. There's quite a variety of things we can do.
That's really cool. And anymore, you actually have a rollout floor, right? So it
Yeah,
can
so
be a
we can put
really
down a
nice.
temporary floor over the dirt, which we're getting ready to do
Yeah.
starting this week to get ready for the music festival. So, and then we'll pull it up, have a high school rodeo, the PRCA Pioneer Days rodeo,
Mhm.
first week of May, and then we'll roll the floor back out and get ready for college and high school graduation.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah,
we'll dig in. There's lots to that, but let's dig
yeah.
into the event that's coming up very soon. This is the Clovis Music Festival. So, what all goes into putting that together? Ha.
Do you wanna go first?
I can talk about it. I
Okay.
Okay.
mean, we start with a date, and then we start looking for bands and
Mhm.
kind of getting an idea of what bands we think are going to sell tickets and what people want to see, and then we kind of go from there. We had the idea this year to make it more of a festival.
Mhm.
So Saturday will be a rock festival with 7 bands starting at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it'll be back to back, 2 stages back to back all day long on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we had the opportunity on Friday to bring in Tice Delk, who is
Yes.
an up and comer in the country music scene and happens to be from Melrose.
Right.
Wow.
And
Mhm.
we had the opportunity to get him coming through on his tour. So we jumped on it, and I got some pricing and got some OKs from here and there, and he'll be here Friday night. So
Wow. Interesting backstory. I didn't realize. I was talking to my husband this morning, and he knows him. He Tice worked for a guy out at the farm, and he did some work at the farm, and so I'd love to get an interview with him, but it was kind of crazy. It's like, well, you've got his contact information, probably. I've
yeah,
been turning myself upside down trying to figure this out.
right.
And just a farm kid, right?
Yeah, just a farm kid from Melrose, and his family's well known around the area for
Mhm.
their music. And when I moved here from Colorado 7 years ago, they were the first ones that I'd heard of as far as local
Mhm.
musicians, is the Delk band,
Right.
and he was part of that. He was a lot younger and just kind of filling in and jumping in, and he's taken it a long ways.
Well, and did it start out with his granddad, or was it just his dad or
I you know,
brothers?
I
Do you
don't
know
know. I know
who all was
I
in that
know
band?
there's aunts and or uncles and cousins, and everybody in that whole family is very musically talented. So, it probably extended way past his dad and grandpa probably for many, many years, I would assume.
Didn't he make it big on YouTube, or how did he get started?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Tice,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
how do you
um,
do music now?
Yeah, I mean, you get followers, but I don't
You
know what
don't
he
sell
kept on.
albums.
no, it's not albums anymore. It's views. I mean,
Views,
everything
yeah.
is about views. You get
A penny a view?
yeah, and it's your music and your licensing. You have to license all your music, and anybody that plays music at their bar, their club has to pay. Like if anytime we have a concert at the event center, we have to pay our music
Royalties kinda?
royalty fees,
Okay.
and so we send those off, and then they get distributed out amongst the millions of musicians across the country, and
Wow.
it's a whole process. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
he my understanding, I mean, just like any other young and up and comer, you gotta get those views. I mean, it's
Right.
Spotify, it's YouTube, it's
Yeah.
all that, and all that's monetized now. So you get that, you start growing, and then where you make your money is on your hard ticket. I mean, you get paid to come play. I mean, everybody used to be the other way around.
Yeah.
You sold albums, and then the secondary money was the hard ticket. You going out and playing a tour. It's the opposite now. If you're not out playing, live music,
You're
then
not
then you're
seen.
you're not you're not making as much money. I
Right.
mean, the
Yeah.
the prices of these artists have gone way up,
Oh, yeah.
because that's how they make their living,
It's
and
Yeah.
that's the way that's the way the world is now.
it's
Mhm.
concerts,
Yep, it's concerts, it's that hard ticket count.
and
It's
probably merchandise is a big deal, part of that.
merchandise is part of that. They don't make a ton of money on merchandise, but it's that artist fee. They get a either work on a percentage of the ticket, or like what we do is we pay a full out price to what they call a
The
direct
artist.
buy,
Mhm.
and we buy all these artists for the night, and then we get all the ticket sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a process.
I probably can't is it confidential to know what the pricing is on
Kinda. I mean, we don't like to put it out there because, they may get a different price to somebody else. It's all a negotiation. So you start negotiating prices and putting in offers. We'll
Right.
pay you this much to come. They give you kind of a minimum of what you get an idea of what they will and won't do. Some of these artists, I can't go offer George Strait
uh,
$30,000 to come to Clovis because
Yeah.
he's gonna throw it in
Exactly.
the trash can. But some of these other artists, it depends on where they're
Right.
coming from, how close they are in proximity, if they're routed through. There's a ton of factors, so it all kind of
Yeah.
balances out. I can say that we did a really good job this year. We got all of these artists for quite a bit less than what we spent last
Mhm.
year.
really.
Yeah.
So that should make it easier for us to make the break even. We're not looking to make a ton of money off the music festival.
Yeah.
It's something for the community. It's something that brings people to
Mhm.
Clovis. It's something for the people in
Right.
Clovis. We keep a very, very modest ticket. Tickets are $45 to go see all seven bands on Saturday.
That's amazing.
I mean, and that's for VIP. If you want just general admission, it's $38.
Okay, and that was gonna be something I definitely asked.
Yep,
So the VIP is 45.
45, and it's seated or standing right up to the
Right at the
stage.
stage.
Okay,
Yeah.
so put me down for a couple of those
Yeah,
on Tice for sure.
You
So
got it. You got it. We can
yeah.
do that.
I mean, you could go both days, both nights, and only spend 90 dollars and sit right up front,
That's
That's
right.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
and see
amazing.
9 bands. That's the whole thing. Is there's 9 bands coming for that weekend.
Right.
Wow.
And 4 green rooms.
Yeah,
Oh,
I deal with the green rooms, and so there's gonna be a lot of turnaround with these green rooms for these artists as
oh,
well.
Kenda, tell us some stories about
Uh,
the green rooms that you can talk about.
yeah, I mean, they have these riders that they do, and, we try to accommodate everything they want on there. One time, I think it was Saliva, maybe not, but
That was last year, right?
yeah,
Which is a
last year.
hardcore rock.
Yeah,
yeah.
and I had never heard of Liquid Death water, and I didn't know where to find it. I had gone everywhere, and, like, an hour before the concert, I found it at the Stripes right up by the event center.
That's a brand
It
of
it
is
it's
it
just it
an
looks like a
energy
beer
drink?
can. It's called Liquid Death, and it
It's just
it's
water,
just water.
Oh, it's just water.
water
Yeah,
in a can.
water in a
That
can.
probably costs 10 or $12 a
Yeah,
can.
so I asked the guy, I said, "What does that taste like?" And he gave me one of them. But, they're usually really nice and, really hospitable. I mean, the one that I can tell you about, my husband, um, loved Saliva last year, and one of his favorite songs was, "Click, Click, Boom." And so I saw the artist setting up his merchandise table and thought he was just their merch dude. And so I was with him all day in the green room and all that. And I took a shirt back there and I said, "Can you get this signed for my husband? Because I really want to give this to him." And come to find out he was the lead singer the whole time I was with him and I didn't even know it.
Some of them do that. Some of them, when they're on tour,
Yeah.
especially on some of that stuff,
Nicest people.
they run their own merch. I mean,
Yeah.
it just depends on the level of star power, I guess they
Yeah.
have, and some of them run their own merch.
And I'm sure the diva kinda comes out in some more than others, where some
Oh,
Absolutely.
they
yeah.
love to be anonymous, and they probably love that you didn't even know who he was.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, I sat and talked to him the whole day. His band was not even in there, so I figured he was just the merch dude.
Yeah,
But, the other one is Bowling for Soup. They were really fun.
They're a lot of fun. Yeah,
They were fun.
they were fun to hang out.
Yeah,
They
that
hung
was
out and they didn't have problem talking to people,
no.
they
Yeah.
didn't need, extra security protection.
Yeah.
Some of them you can't get close
Divas.
to. They don't you don't want, they don't want anybody in their space.
Right.
Others a funny story of Kevin Fowler. We had Kevin Fowler at the Curry County
Mhm.
Fair several years ago, and we're real conscious of making sure that people don't go down and
sure.
get close to him, and he was super cool. He was like waving people down, come here, no, come here. A couple kids, took pictures with them, and then afterwards we waited a good 45 minutes, an hour. So he went up to the merch table and signed everything that anybody bought.
Yeah.
He was just signing away and was talking just like they'd been old friends for 20 years, and just how you doing, how's everybody, you're from here, he wanted to know everybody's backstory. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That
There
is.
some of them are just normal
Yeah.
people.
Bowling for Soup went to, I think it was K-Bob's the night
Oh yeah.
before, and we're just milling with everybody and getting to know everyone, and nobody even
Yeah.
knew who they were.
And they probably love that. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
Oh
just
yeah.
being normal. I mean,
Clovis is small enough, and
and just being normal.
Where you're not gonna be in danger of
Right.
having somebody really, too. You get
too
to some of
creepy.
these big places where, you start to get mobbed. One
Oh, yeah.
person goes up to you and then pretty soon 50
Mhm.
people are on top of you. Clovis didn't like that. It's one here, one there, and I think they kind of enjoy it.
I know last year when Hudson Westbrook wound up being booked for the fair here, and my understanding was he was booked way before he had quite made it.
Right.
So he tried
Wow.
to get out of it because the pricing was so cheap on the
Uh-huh.
contract that he could have made much more, but he fulfilled the contract. And so the fair was like, "Man, we've never dealt with security
Yep.
Oh,
to
yeah.
this level. This is a whole different game changer for us."
Yep.
Yeah.
Every once in a while it happens. I heard stories of the event center booking Josh Turner back in the day, and
Mhm.
they booked him for the same thing. They got him super cheap because
Mhm.
he was just kind of coming out, and then between the time they booked the contract and the time the show was, Long Black Train had hit
Right.
number one on the
Oh, yeah.
chart, and he blew up, and they got him for super cheap, filled the event center, and those are those rare things that you can't, unless you have a crystal ball, you can't really predict. We run into that with the music festival. We
Yeah.
start trying to figure out who's gonna
Who
sell tickets, right? And
who is enough of a who knows them
right,
enough to come, but we can afford.
Right.
exactly right. And we've had luck with our opening acts have been our savior the past several
Oh,
years.
yeah. Should have been the
Uh,
headliners.
Eli Young Band, I thought they would
Oh,
be a hit, and they were. They
They did
sold quite
okay.
a bit of
Mhm.
tickets, but Uncle Cracker was the opener, and he sold. People were there going cracker crazy. It was
Cracker crazy. Yeah.
they were everywhere, and then Bowling for Soup, same thing.
huh.
We had the Gin Blossoms, and I thought, the
Yeah.
Gin Blossoms were really gonna be the big seller, and Saliva was the ones that they wanted to see, and same with or no, Gin Blossoms and uh, Bowling for Soup.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Everclear
And
was with Saliva.
Everclear was
Mhm.
with Saliva, and everybody came to see Saliva. So we're gonna
Yeah.
start booking the opening bands, and then kind of going
Get
from
them
there.
cheap and then have the headliners
Right,
as
right.
Exactly.
as the warm-up band.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have had some luck with some local artists here too, Los Harcanas.
Yeah, that's right.
They're well-known band, and we've had them at our, music festivals before.
Yep,
So,
3 years ago.
yeah,
Well, and I mean, they're
what a show.
extremely popular in Mexico. We
Yeah,
don't
and it was a
realize,
great
even
show.
though they live in this area, we
Right.
don't realize
Yeah.
What
how
we have
big.
around us,
Right.
like Tice.
And didn't they give a
Mm.
good deal to play here? It
Oh,
was their
Yeah,
50th
absolutely.
anniversary,
We
right?
got them for half price pretty much.
And it was one of their anniversary
It's
when
their
it's their 50th?
50th year
Yeah,
of touring, and they just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame,
and then we got them.
and we
You know, it's
got
great.
them off of that whole deal
That's
just because they're from here.
well,
Yeah.
prior to they played that, I had seen them at, in Ruidoso
Oh, yeah.
and went with a group of
Yeah,
friends and, an amazing concert and 50 plus years of them touring and doing
that's
this.
Yeah,
crazy.
and they brought the band, and everything for this 50th anniversary event. It was great.
So if you what is there have you it started out with rock and roll.
Yes.
So Buddy Holly,
Mhm.
and you have a fun story with your mom, don't you? On she met Buddy Holly.
Betty Knox.
Buddy Knox.
Buddy
Okay.
Knox, which is another artist that recorded here. But, went down to the studio to record for her dad. They were doing some gospel records. And so as she was going in the studio, Buddy Knox and some other artists, I don't know which ones they were walking out and they thought that she was on some label. And so they asked who she was recording for. And my mom said, her dad, it's my dad. And so they thought he was like
That
a
that was the
Record
name of the band,
executive.
was
an
My Dad?
executive that, yeah. So I found that record after she passed away. And so I still have it. But it's just funny that she met Buddy Knox that way.
And who was he with? Was he part of the
I don't
Crickets
know.
or but
No,
just a
no,
well-known name?
yeah, like Buddy Holly was a name. So was Buddy Knox.
Well, it's amazing who all
Yeah.
has recorded in Clovis back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and my friend, was the backup singer for, Buddy Holly.
well, and you Peggy Sue from Buddy Holly,
Oh,
you
yeah, I
said
know
that
her.
that
I know
you
her very
you
well.
hung out in the
Yeah.
garage with one
Yeah,
of
the
the
garage
ladies
band. Yeah,
where
every
they
time we'd have a music festival, they'd come to my friend's, Ann Linville's house, and they would have a garage jam. We're getting ready for the music festival. So that's when my 50s music was born, I guess.
so has this I mean, now you're having more country. Is there it just depends on the night? Which works better here?
So we've kinda kicked it around.
Yeah.
We've tried, old country, new country, old rock, classic rock, southern rock. We've tried it all.
Tejano.
Tejano, we've tried a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
and right now, I mean, what's been selling is the rock. The rock music is what Clovis likes,
The hard rock.
and the hard rock.
Yeah.
So, Drowning Pool came available,
Yeah.
and that was kind of where we started, and then we kind of worked our way back,
Mhm.
and we got some great bands. Small Town Titans are maybe the most underrated rock group in the country.
Where are they from?
I think they're out of LA,
Oh, so
and
they're a pretty big
yeah,
they're a pretty big
they
group.
just recorded. They made their millions on recording the Grinch song for
Yeah.
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. They do a version of that, and
It's real grungy. It's
yeah,
great.
and they're great. No Resolve, another band out of
Yeah.
California. They're same way. They're just
Mm.
a rockin' group. And then Texas Hippie Coalition is big amongst the biker rallies and some of that stuff. So we got a good lineup, and we're gonna mix in some of the local flair. Couple bands out of Amarillo, the Stray Sons, Voodoo, Touching Voodoo,
Mhm.
and then General Webb he was at
Right.
the base at Cannon Air Force Base for quite a while.
Hmm.
He has a band, so he's going to be playing. They're called Mischief Soul,
Yeah.
and they're going to be playing right before the two headliners go on,
And you said that is on Saturday and that is 3 to
3 till 11 o'clock.
wow.
The doors open at 1 though, don't they, or 1:30?
1:30.
1:30,
Yep,
yeah.
1:30 for the doors on Saturday, and one ticket gets you in for all of it.
And alcohol sales are now
Oh yeah,
available at the
Mhm.
oh yeah.
at the
Mhm.
Food, drink, everything will be there.
so
Yeah.
just
So
truly a festival
just
like
show
that.
up and
Show up and
hang out.
enjoy.
And if you want to go watch a band and you're not interested in, the three bands in the middle, you can go head out, come back.
So you can
Yep.
go in
So
for
you can come
Yeah.
back and check it out. We're also doing a military discount for $35 with your
very
military
nice.
ID. And for the first time, we're actually gonna have transportation back and forth to the base.
Yes.
That's great.
So
So
So they can get there.
if you're a single airman,
yeah,
don't have a car, or you want to go and have a few drinks
right.
and
Keep the safety.
yeah, safety, and instead of trying to pile a bunch of people in one vehicle,
Yeah.
we'll be shipping back and forth every 30 minutes.
Oh,
So
how cool
Yeah.
is
And
that?
this is something new we're trying, and if it works really well with this, we're gonna do it with all the events.
all the events,
Well,
Pioneer Days
Yeah,
Rodeo's
anything.
coming up. some of those big events, the fair, the Curry County
Yeah,
Fair.
because some of those airmen don't even have cars.
Right.
So this is the way to get them here.
And we're such a small area. We don't have a ton of Uber or taxis or things
Right.
like
I
that.
don't even think we have an Uber,
Do we,
honestly. Not in
so
Clovis, I don't think we do.
what a
But
great idea.
yeah.
Tell me before I forget this, there's a website. How do you buy your tickets?
Yep, clovismusicfestival.com, or you can go on the Facebook, the Clovis Music Festival Facebook. It's the links all over that.
Okay.
Yeah. I
But
think it's
yeah,
also with All in Clovis.
all in
Yeah.
Clovis. It's we
.com.
and you can also get it off of the Curry County Event
The
Center.
center, yeah.
Well, and I did prepping for this. I hadn't seen one of Tice's videos,
Mhm.
and so I pulled it up this morning and watched an Adeline, and
Mhm.
Oh,
he's in this
yeah.
old, I think
Yeah.
it's a Corvette,
Yeah,
up at the Cap Rock.
Right.
So no charge to if you're curious about his music, you
Yeah.
can go and listen.
yeah.
And
You can go on YouTube and see any of these. If you're not sure who No Resolve is,
Yeah.
just YouTube them.
mhm.
Yeah.
And they do a bunch of heavy covers of really cool songs and some of their own and that type of stuff. Small Town Titans again. That's probably I'm most excited about
Because
is
of the
Small Town
Grinch.
Titans because of the
The
Grinch.
Grinch,
I
the
think
Grinch, the Grinch.
you're doing well on this because I really hadn't planned on going on Saturday. Now you have me kind of hooked in going,
Yeah,
this might be worth
Yeah,
going and
you might
and,
need to
and
go
that's
with
the whole
go hang
thing.
out.
Yeah.
We've got I had a nice phone call conversation with some people from outside of Wichita last week, and they're coming and
Yeah.
they're coming to see Small Town Titans. The closest was Clovis, New Mexico, or Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and so they decided to come to Clovis for the
Yeah.
week, and they were asking about the other bands, but they saw Small Town Titans, and that's that way
That's
with
the way it
Texas
is. Yeah.
Hippie Coalition. We got
Mhm.
people that are coming just for them. We've got people coming just for Drowning Pool, but
General Webb, just
you
yeah.
get them all for one price.
Right.
Do you think the majority of your people that attend the concerts, do you think they're local or do you think they come in from other places?
I think we probably get about 25 to 30% from outside of town,
Mhm.
especially with Amarillo and Lubbock being close.
Mhm.
And what we do when I book these, I try and make sure that we actually put a clause in there that they can't play within 90 miles
Okay.
in 90 days, 90 miles.
Mhm.
Okay.
And what we do is
Very smart.
we include Amarillo and Lubbock in that clause
Right.
to where they can't play Lubbock or Amarillo within 90 days.
Because you do see that, like a band comes in, ZZ Top will play, they were in Amarillo,
Mhm.
and then they may be, someplace a little further down the road,
Yep,
but, I mean, they're big, but these smaller guys,
yep.
Yeah.
they just go from one small place to another,
Yeah, and that's the
so
way that that's the way that they make their money. I mean, they'll play 7 days a week sometimes, these bands, the
wow.
smaller bands, because they gotta make the money,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and for them to bounce back and forth, it makes it a little easier for them, and it's good for us because we usually get them a little cheaper than
Well, and then,
Yeah.
a one-off.
probably a couple of 100 miles to drive. That's easier for them. They actually have a little bit of time during the day, I guess, to go do
Right.
whatever
Yep,
they
And
wanna
you're
do.
talking about the crowds, New Mexico is so broad that some people just wanna even from Floyd would come in for the weekend just to hang out the whole weekend so that they could just be in a motel and do all these bands and enjoy the alcohol,
yep.
whatever. And we get that from Texas, we get it from Oklahoma, we get it from Wichita.
Yeah,
So
a little bit everywhere, so
so we see a lot of different people.
So your break-even point varies depending on what your cost is on all the
Right.
bands,
yep.
but that Civic Center, how many people does it hold?
Was it
Uh,
the event center?
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, that's okay.
It has been
So
at Civic Center
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So with the standing room and the floor seating, we can hold 6,400
Wow.
people.
Yeah.
So that's what our capacity is. Seating up on the upper levels 3,200. So we can double it by adding the floor and floor seating and standing room and all that stuff. So
Right.
So the music festival and then Pioneer Days, and I'm sure there's other things just coming in. Dragging Main
Dragon
Uh-huh.
Main, we'll
will
have
be
that
coming
at the
in
fairgrounds
middle of
now.
June
Yeah.
kinda deal.
Yeah, we'll be busy. It's going to be
It's gonna be a
busy.
busy April all the way till August
High
pretty
school
much.
rodeo,
Yeah.
they've been bringing in. We got the New Mexico High School Rodeo back twice a year,
Yeah.
Great.
and they'll bring in 600 people.
Wow.
Right.
Any chance I know Shad Mayfield on rodeo has had hip surgery.
Yep.
Any chance he's gonna come in and just attend?
It's my understanding that he's going to come
Yeah.
and do something, hang out, and possibly do autographs and stuff. But I don't know that
Well,
for
I know
sure.
he
But
went ahead and had his second
had
hip.
his second surgery, so that might have changed a little
Yeah.
bit because his timeline to coming back is a little bit bumped back
Sure.
now, but
The Mountain Patrol said that he was probably gonna come though,
that's
so
That'd be
they
great.
I think we're gonna get him,
That'd be
but
great.
not as a
Well, go to that
person.
clovismusicfestival.com,
cute.
Mhm.
get
Yep.
your tickets
Right.
April 10th and April 11th,
Yep.
Mhm.
find out food, entertainment, just all kinds of fun.
Right. A lot of
Absolutely.
Oh,
fun, a lot of
th
fun.
this is fun. This is fun. I appreciate you guys coming in,
Thanks
Thank
and
for
you.
having us.
we
Thank
always
you.
look forward to what music you're gonna bring each year. Thanks so much, and for all of you watching today, thank you, and we will see you next time. Cheers.